Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Denji fell over. And today we have the SH Figuarts Chainsaw Man for this unimportant review. Which, with these unimportant reviews, what these are unedited videos where it's just me, a camera, and the action figure. Completely unedited. Not sure if I said that to begin with. We're just going to roll with like I did. Also, currently, the one terrifying thing with this figure. Also, baby's upstairs eating and throwing a fit. So if you hear that in the background, don't fret. Jessica's up there with the child. Anyways, main reason I got this, and also why it's an unimportant review with these videos, if you didn't know, these are more for like the figures that I don't think really need a full video, or might not. Like, I don't expect it to do super well on the channel. So, but I still want to do the video because I just want to do the review. So, pretty much just as bare bones as it can get. Also, these go up on Patreon in advance. If you guys like to help support the channel, $1 gets you early access to these videos. Whenever I put them up, they go up there first. So anyways, also we'll be updating that in the near future with print tiers and stuff like that. Whenever I get around to it. Baby kind of eats a lot of time. Alright, so the main reason I actually picked this figure up is I actually really enjoyed Chainsaw Man. I thought it was a really unique anime. I love the art style. I think it was Mappa. Was it Mappa that did it? Yeah, it was Mappa. It says right there. They did a phenomenal job on this. I've heard concerns that Season 2 might not be a thing. So there is that to worry about. Because I guess like stateside it was popular, but over there it wasn't as successful, say like Jujutsu Kaisen or some of their other stuff. But I hope that they do continue. I think it was announced there was a movie and I think a second season, but hopefully it kind of keeps the train going because I want to see more of it. So got this figure. I have Power and Katana Man in order. I think those are the only 3 that were announced currently, and I think there's like an actual Denji, and not just straight up Chainsaw Man that's going to be available as well. So anyways, without further ado, for the packaging, you got the kanji on the side here with Chainsaw Man. Got him looking gnarly with his tongue sticking out straight out. Got the Tamashii quality sticker there, so you know it's legit. It's Bandai Tamashii. Side of the package, Chainsaw Man, some yellows and greens. Back of the package. Shows him with that sweet background, just shows you a bunch of stuff that he could do posing. Also, I think that's a rock behind him there. Not 100%. I'm just now noticing that because I'm really just staring at the box. Him striking another pose, so we can go over to Bo Jumbo on the bottom. Anyways, gotta open this up because he does come with some extra stuff. He actually currently has a few of the extra things actually attached to him. Where's his tie? Uh-oh. Well, I know he comes with a tie. There's his instructions. Maybe it got stuck back here. Maybe. Oh, that's just the side of the box. Goody goody gumdrops. Alright, well, he has a tie. Currently not here. I'm also noticing his other ton is also not in the package, which means it probably fell out and it's probably upstairs. If you see it and see me adding something to this video, it's because I went and found those. But you'll see here he has the straight ton, and then on the package he also has the tie that just goes down. At least I think he has a straight ton. Yeah, he's got to have a straight ton, right? Because this thing is kind of just there. It goes straight down. Oh, I probably should actually go look for that real quick. Alright, I'm going to pause the video. We'll come back when I hopefully am successful at finding the accessories. So, yeah, hold on a sec. Alright, we found it. It must have popped out on the floor when I was grabbing the box. It must not have been in the plastic wrapper. So, that was weird. Also, I was thinking... God damn it. I was thinking he had an extra ton. For some reason, I thought he came with an extra one, but I think it's just the way that it looks in the package with this one. It also likes to pop out real easy. Oh, like I said, I don't know why. I just thought he had an extra one. But I think I am just going crazy. And it's this with him in poses. What you see on him currently is he does have the extra jaw plate, which has the exposed mouth with the tongue coming out, which is super pink, which is actually a little different than the box. The box shows the tongue to be fairly red, like you can see especially there. Now, also, it kind of looks a bit oversaturated on the packaging too, so do take that into consideration because there's bright lights and a lot of contrast. So I imagine it's supposed to be more like this. But he does have this tie, which is the accessory tie, which gives it a bit more of a flowing action pose. But you do also come with the straight down one, which really easy to swap out. Straight down one stays in a little bit better. Crazy, I know. But it does give you the options there. Also, if you want to swap out the faceplate, which all it really is this part just drops down. It does come off really easy, and I will say getting the open mouth into here is a bit terrifying because, like I mentioned, the tongue likes to pop off. You have this posable bit here, and it's also a pretty thin piece of plastic right there, so you do got to be a little bit wary of that. But this one, it's more of one chunk, so that one you can kind of force in there and get it in there very well, which looks really good. You have the nice sharp pearly whites with his orange chin, very pointy glossy orange chin. Same with the top of the chassis for the chainsaw for the head, looks really good too. You can also see his yellow eyes kind of poking through on both sides, which the LEDs actually help to illuminate that a lot. You have his handles on top of his head on the back. Not too bad. I'd say the detailing on the neck could be a little bit more defined, but not too bad. The only thing, like I mentioned, is depending on how you pose the head, the faceplate likes to shift. So this could take a bit of finessing, especially if you really like to mess around and pose your figures. But outside of that, he has, it's more of a off gray. It's like a really light gray shirt, which in the anime I always thought it was kind of more of a white than what you see here. But it's definitely gray with a bit of a darker gray shading for some of the areas. But it is very wrinkly. And a lot of contorting going on with the clothing, which looks nice. Helps to add to the dynamic poses. And then you also have the chainsaw bits, which are probably honestly the scariest thing, because these are just thin pieces of plastic. So him going onto your table or off your shelf or something, definitely a bit scary. Same with the little spikes. I can see these being super fragile too. So one thing to pick up when picking up this guy is you just want to be very careful with it. And I would almost kind of recommend just leaving them in the package, because I can imagine a lot of these are going to get broken over time, which is going to up the value on this guy quite a bit. Which he's already a bit more expensive than when he first came out, from what I've gathered from quick Google searches anyways. At least what I'm seeing, I'm kind of going on eBay because he's pretty much sold out most everywhere. You can still get Power though. If you like to get Power, she's available on Entertainment Earth, whole support channel, link in the description. Anyways, we'll talk more about that later. But same with the arm bits, which go, it's kind of weird. It goes off center to the elbow. So you still have a proper elbow bend, but it's a little bit off kilter. So I will say when posing it, it's kind of a little, it feels weird. Because you want it to be, you think like that to get the proper elbow bend. But then you got to be careful to not overextend the elbow, because you got that piece of plastic there, which could definitely cause you some hindrances. Same with you rotate it too far to the side, you got a problem. Rotate it too far to the other side, could have a problem. So there is that to be wary of, but it's still a really gnarly look. And I actually really like that it also has the blood accents to it. I almost kind of wish they maybe went a little bit crazier with it, but I can understand why, because some people probably don't want a super gored up Chainsaw Man, but I do. Then he has his pants, which almost kind of look green. It's like a really dark green with his belts. It's got a silver belt buckle on the top there. It's got shoes. Actually, really like the shoes with the red highlights and the circles. It's also got the soles on the bottom with some blacks. For his articulation, head can look up about that far, down about that far. Can we get that far? Like I mentioned, this part likes to pop up pretty easy. Yeah, it's about as far as you can get. So that far. You can also go side to side. You can rotate it side to side as well. Once the faceplate pops off, you can get that thing to go all the way around. Then, like I mentioned, he's got a lot of bits that just like to pop off, which isn't really, I don't know, it's not a bad thing. It's just the peg here is a little bit shallow because of where it has to be on the neck. So there's not a lot keeping it in there, so that tends to be a problem. Thankfully, like, none of the limbs seem like they're any big issues because shoulders go up about that far, down about that far. You can also move them inwards and out, get a rotation at the shoulders as well, and a little bit of play at the top of the shoulder. Like I mentioned, has the elbow bend. Also has a rotation at the elbow, which definitely helps a lot with that posability. Hands, which we'll get to the other hands in a second, but you can kind of wiggle them, but nothing too crazy because they're actually attached on the inside here. So actually they don't move. I don't know why I was trying that. Yeah, because it's got the little peg there, so they don't actually move. So don't do that. My bad. Anyways, first chest can go back about that far. Forward about that far. So not too much forward, but decently back. The tie kind of gets in the way a little bit. You can also rotate them side to side. Same with the top of the chest. Legs, full splits, inwards about that far. Solid forward kick. Really solid back kick. This is actually solid plastic here too, if you were wondering. It's got a little diaper going on. Rotation at the top of the thigh. Double jointed knee. And rotation at the feet. Side to side. Forward and back. And some articulation at the toes. So, like I mentioned for the hands, he comes with these more like clenched hands. And if you want to swap them out, they actually slide apart. It's been a minute since I played with this figure, so I kind of forgot about that. That does not want to come out. Probably the scariest actual thing, swapping out these hands. So put that down, and then if you want to say clench fist, yeah, separate them there. You'll see here, there's a little peg. So then you just put that in, make sure I got the thumb on the right side, and then you just reconnect them at the top. Now you got clenched fist, and then he also comes with the relaxed hand as well. So you got a pair of relaxed hands and extra clenched fist. So overall for Chainsaw Man, I think it's pretty sweet. It's one of those kind of things where it's like, I kind of wish he would have came with more, but then again, what more could you really came with? Because I know they're making Denji as his own thing, which I almost kind of wish they would have just made it into one figure. I get it. I get why they didn't, but it would have been kind of cool. Though, I will say, the positive of it being a separate figure is, like I mentioned, these are fairly fragile with the spiky bits and how thin they are. And I really wouldn't want to be trying to swap these arms in and out all the time. So I don't mind it being a separate figure, but just would have been kind of cool. Maybe just having like more gored up accessories, like a more gory version or gory stuff to come with them would have been kind of cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty much about it. All you would have been neat is actually having a, I don't know if I want to get the spoiler. I guess a spoiler warning if you haven't seen the show. But there's a part where he gets cut in half. It would maybe be kind of cool to have the little gory effects. I will say, at least on mine, the stuff likes to pop off fairly easy, which isn't that big of a deal. For the most part, it's pretty much, if you're not messing around with it, it's not going to be an issue. If you're messing around with it, it'll be a little bit of an issue. anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook, guys. I'll keep up to date with channel. Donate, greatly would appreciate it. Also, like I mentioned, if you guys like to get some chainsaw collectibles for yourself, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. I know they had power, but I just actually looked up because they were where I went to try to hunt down if he actually came with an extra ton and found out he doesn't. They have power available still, but Katana Man and Chainsaw Man are currently sold out. But may pop back up when they come out, because sometimes they get extra stuff in, so make sure just keep an eye out if you would like to get a hold of those. Also, they usually have a free shipping code as well. Not sure if they have it right now, but they usually do. And that's pretty much it. See you guys. Bye-bye.